What's up, friends? Just showing off a new build I just got finished for coworker and friend, Mr. Kurt. So, Kurt, here is your Hulk build. So, custom screen printed AI generated dial that we did in Hulk. Did this one in full cerakote. We did a green that was complementary to the dial, actually, and then a nice green that gave a little bit of a pop. So what's really cool about this being a full cerakote watch, straight on you've got that dark green with that pop of light green here and here, right? But from the sides we did everything in that pop of color. So caseback, custom milled, cerakoted, and lasered. Crown, custom cerakote and lasered. Then we did the sides of the case. So obviously the top of the case is one way. Bottom and back of the case is that other darker green color. Oh, it's just a little hump. I was like, what is on there? It's just picking up light. It's not actually like discolored. Sides of the bezel, everything around, so you can see it. Obviously the bezel is the whole color, but might be a little difficult for the camera to pick up, but this is actually done in a lighter purple inlay. And just in the right lights you can see that it is actually done in purple. It's not done in this dark green. Did a white handset, happened to have a white with green paint fill seconds in. I thought that was appropriate, so threw that on there. Clasp on it, done two-tone as well with your Papa green there. Incredible Hulk referenced here. Same logo down here in the bottom left as our crown and as our case back. So I hope you like it, man. I think it came out pretty freaking awesome. So, perfect time to go over this with you. Let's look in person. Yep, there's little arrows that point down. So, you can't really see them on the camera because you got to get really freaking close. But to size this, you will use a punch and push the pins down through, right? Pretty simple, okay? So, when the pin comes out, it's tapered on one end because it's basically a piece of folded over metal on itself, right? And you drive the tapered end into the hole. So when you tap it all the way in, it comes flush. Okay, that's what these are. Well, I want to focus on that. Don't focus on my hand. Focus on this. Okay, see how these are flush? So you're going to feed it back in the same exact direction. So once you tap this one out and tap this one out, you then combine it. You take one of those pieces with the tapered end, you pop it through there, and you tap it down until it's flush. On the other end, it's the exact opposite. So see how these are holes and these are flush? It's on this side. So if you put it on your wrist and you fold it over and you see, oh, I need to take out 4, take out 2 on this side and 2 on that side. Otherwise, you're going to have your clasp up really far on one end and a lot of length on the other. So it won't be on the bottom middle of your hand. If you need to do 3, just do 2 on one and 1 on the other. You also have your micro adjustments in here. Pretty simple with that. This is a compression spring bar, so if you need to walk it in a little bit, you can push this down and feed it up into there and then do the next one and go over. It is way too difficult to try and do them both at the same time. You can try and step it in here and then step it in there, but normally this feeds in best from here, so I walk it. I just depress that to where it's not engaged, and I lift up and click it into the next one. Then I do the bottom one and then click it in. So that's how I do it. You can do it however you like. This is a double lock clasp, in case you didn't know that. You have to squeeze this for this to open up. There's a little mouth inside here. That's what grips that piece. Double lock clasp. Bezel on this will go left. It'll go right. It is on there a little bit tighter because it is a tension ring bezel, and there is multiple layers of cerakote that give tighter tolerances there. Automatic mechanical, you do have a rotor in the back that moves as you move. So before you put it on, you're going to want to wind it just a little bit. And how you do that is you back the crown off the thread. You can kind of see the purples a little bit there. You can definitely see, if you're not looking at anything else, you can see that it's purple, right? Because it's against that green. Kind of in different lights, you can't quite tell as much. So nice little shout out to the purple that isn't on the dial. But back the crown off the threads till you hear it and feel it clicking, and at that point you can wind. Wind is a turn that way. Turning it towards you does not wind it, but it is a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and go back and forth. Doing this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, mixed with that rotor movement, will keep your time throughout the day. But if you know you're going to be sitting at a desk, driving all day, go ahead and wind it a little bit longer like what I'm doing, and max out your 31-hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it. It has a slipping mainspring, so once it takes the input it needs to, it is just deflecting. So you can wind it all day if you want. It's just only going to max out and then not accept anymore. So when you're happy with your winding, you're going to pull it to the one and only click, and you can now set your time. It does not have a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going. You'll also notice that wobble crown. That deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement. So when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not putting any adverse pressures on anything. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 12:47 p.m.
12:47, so about there. When you're good, you're going to push it over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. That, sir, is your build. As with every build, you're going to get matching beads. It's also going to come in a custom. It was an afterthought, and I was like, oh, I need to make him a box real quick. Since we did white hands, I thought, oh, let's just keep it in white, because it's green stain really isn't a thing. But anyway, custom lasered Hulk box with a watch pillow inside. This is going to come with watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts, so your watch as a whole, non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue, as well as a microfiber. It's also going to come with some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's for your acrylic glass because you can scratch it, but if you do, no big deal. Put a tiny bit of this on it and buff it out with your included microfiber. If the scratch is up and down, just go left and right, filling that scratch. Haze it, buff it out. If it's still there, wait a little bit, let that solidify and revisit it. If you scratch the cerakote, it's like scratching your car. Did you scratch it a little bit? Is it just the top coat? Okay, use some gun oil. You should be able to mask it, kind of like just massage gun oil into it. If you take it down to the metal that's under it, that's a little bit different. You have to have the whole thing re-cerakoted again. So hopefully it's not the case, because that requires taking the bezel off, the glass, the movement, everything out of it, setting it off, redoing it all. So that part isn't cheap. A lot more labor involved. If you do it to your band or your clasp or something, we can always make another one. But yeah, so be careful, Kurt. Don't rub it on brick. But it is abrasion resistant, but it is not foolproof. So that's your build, sir. I hope you like it. I think it came out pretty awesome. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.